Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus, and today I'm going to make a jumpstart base for you. A jumpstart base, if you're not familiar with my Factorio content or the stuff I do, is a base that will jumpstart your base. So that will take care of all the basic things you need. And just as dawn breaks on this beautiful planet, where's the sun? There we go. I'm going to start this production. I will, before we dive in, I'm going to ask you to take a look at the runtime of this videos, because there will be no cuts. It'll just be all built and no fun. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. What I want to achieve is I want to make sure that we have iron smelting, copper smelting, stone smelting. We want gear productions, we want circuit production, we want magnetic coils, and we want blue cubes. We want belts, sorters, wind turbine, Tesla towers, assemblers, smelters, storage, miners, splitters, and power plants, all in this video in real time. So if you want to, if you think that's a pretty cool thing, I encourage you to hit the like button, and of course, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. There'll be lots more content here. Let's get started. We're going to do these kind of things. We start with the iron. There's of course some things that I have done as a good sort of TV chef would always do, and that's making sure that we actually have the materials, so you don't have to sit here and watch me handcraft all day. That one there. So we're going to start with iron. That's going to be the first thing. First thing, you want to find the place where, well, I've prepared this place here. We have a nice bit of area of space, and that's good. So that's what we're going to be starting on. We need space, we need iron, we need stone, and unfortunately the copper I have is somewhere over there. That's the closest place I could find somewhere with space. You want to build it near to the equator where there's more room, and you want to take a look at these tiles. So for example, this fault line here, that try to keep it on this side. That's what we're going to do. So let's get started on the first thing. The first thing you absolutely want to do, let's get some smelting up and running. That's going to be, well, we'll start it here. 1, 2, actually we don't need to do that. We can set the recipe and that'll make it easier to copy. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with 6, that is the magic number to get started on. You want 2 miners, each taking 6, or on average 6, and going in here. That will fill up the belt entirely, and that will then subsequently make sure that we also get a full line of iron out, which is what we want right now. So I'm going to start hooking this one up immediately. The reason is because if you were building this, you would want this part to get in here immediately, so you could start using the iron that we smelt for your further production. That's why we would do it. In this case, I have of course sort of cheated a bit by making sure that we have things available again, so we avoid the handcrafting. There we go. So all of this is up and running, and I would recommend that you start out by just putting it into a little box. Does this seem like a good place to box it? It does seem like a good place to box it. And just get a few of these. These are not fast enough, and that's kind of the entire point of that not being fast enough, because I want something to be able to run by. There, but we want all the iron in here. You can limit it. The next thing we want to do is we want to hook up some stone. You can of course hook up 2 stone miners, but in the beginning you don't really need much. So I would recommend just getting, well, what you need. And can we reach? Nope, we cannot reach, so it has to be 2 of those. And a part that has to be next to it, right? Yeah, I can get next to it. And what I'm going to do here is already take that one out. So you can of course just take a double line here, but I don't really recommend that. And the reason why I don't recommend it is because you don't really need it. It's going to be more infrastructure. You can build it later. If you do, then you just extend this line as well. And we build it now like this. I will change these to stone smelting. So that's the second of the raw materials we now have inbound. Come on, and get over here. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. There, and take this one as a storage box. And we're going to do the sorters. And sorter here. Come on, little robots, you can do it. If I work faster than the robots, then I think that's a success. There, everything is working. Are they? Did I just build all of them incorrect? Yeah, well, that is gonna happen, isn't it? Well, that just kills my speed run here. Not that I'm a speedrunner, but I like to build effectively and efficiently. So I thought that instead of just... I need a structure, so because I'm going to restart this game many times. I'm going to play this game a lot. So I need to make sure that I can get a good start on it. And that's a good start. Next thing I want to do is actually not tapping copper, but I want to actually get the first production in here. And I'm thinking we'll do that, and that. This will be our gear production, because we're going to need gears for our other things. If you are not familiar, there is a copy paste function. It will be highlighted in your tutorial, so pay attention to it. It depends on the keyboard. It's like greater than, less than on US keyboards, so it's something else on my non-US keyboard, so I can't really just tell you what it exactly is. Did I just make them too far away? I think I did. Well, I was actually wondering why it wasn't close to that one. I felt it should be. Alright, so we try again, but this time actually squeezing it as close as we can. Squeezing it as close as we can. Squeezing it as close as we can. Good stuff. And here, and then you just hold it and then paste, paste. Yes. And you can then get smelters inbound, or sort of sorters inbound. I'm going to do this directly from these so they don't stack up here. And we are going to go a belt outbound going up here. And again, we're going to get a little box for that. In this case, I don't think I want the box to be as big as the other ones. That's good. And power that one. 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm gonna take this one and say I don't really want that much here. Something like this one, you want a full stack. This one, you want a full stack. So keep those going. Alright, so that's already iron copper. Now you can take these and just make your own belts and move on to the next challenge. The next challenge is all the way down here. So we're going to get some power poles brought in there. And I would love to make the big power poles, but since you're not going to have them at this time, then I'm going to go with... You know what? That did not even connect. There. There's no way of dragging this faster, so we'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way here. And there is a nice meridian here. Now, again, you can put 2 copper locations here, but in this case, I don't really need a lot of copper in the beginning, and I think copper is a bit of a tricky one, because you think that you're going to need a lot of copper, but you really only need it for circuits and for... And that's gonna be it. Why is that not possible? There. There you go. You need it for circuits and for magnetic coils. So once you get it for those two, that should be fine. What I've decided for is actually being able to consume 6, that is 3 per second. I'm deliberately not building too much of this at a time, because if I do build too much, then they start flying too far. So just build the small parts, so the robots will take the stuff that's near you, instead of going too far away. And we're going to break this all the way over to our normal facility, and then we're going to figure out how to build that in here. And let's bring it all the way over there, and then we're going to get started on the next part. Next part being actually the magnetic coils and the circuits. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to make more iron smelting. 2, 3. That will be the iron smelting, and I will, in this case, bring them in that one and that one. These two will be circuits. Copy, paste. Alright, so I'm gonna need more iron because I can't leach on this line. This line will be dedicated here, so I'm gonna need another line of iron, and that line goes in right through here. A nice convenient place for us to build. I'm kind of wondering if I've left enough space. We'll find out. Alright, so this here is... Should I... Yeah, let's take these immediately. Alright, inbound. This is just for FYI, this is not fast enough for that one going in here, but I don't really care at this point. All the other ones are fast enough. That one and that one's not fast enough. This one has 2 inserters. You can double it up, but then you don't have more inserts here. So I'm just gonna make do with this. What we also need is for you to go away. so that we can get 2 more miners on this little teeny tiny iron facility we have. And that's enough. And again, and that's enough, right? So they just need to be 6 veins and 6 veins. That's all I need. Get that in. And this one just covers that way. Here. And this one goes in and supports it. And then we just need a power pole. Okay. Now, the one thing that funny how you're still here. I should have removed those in advance. Okay, so the one thing I'm definitely going to mess up is the fact that here I'm gonna have an outbound. This is super important that you get this right. This is the outbound. It must be the closest one is the outbound, because you're gonna be outputting more than inputting with these recipes. I've done all of this in my basic mechanics and ratios. So if you want more details about the ratios between all the things and why I build it like this, then check out that video. It's also on my channel. And this one, the next one, will be, this is going to be the copper inbound, which is also going to be the copper outbound, because this is copper ore, so we're going to need another line of these beautiful little smelters. And come on, build it. There we go. And it's going to be copper. And actually, you'd really be tempted to build 6, and I would also normally build 6, but since this is more of a showing you what to do fast, or not fast, well, actually also fast, but mainly to show you how to build early, then you really don't need it. So don't build it if you don't need it. It's just making more infrastructure. If you want to build it, knock yourself out. Absolutely. There, and then this one will now get stuff inbound and outbound. Inbound and outbound. Alright, so that is a lot of mess. Let's see if we can hook this up and see if it actually works. That one takes care of everything right there. Beautiful. And let's see if we get something out. Are they working? They seem to be working. Yeah, kind of, right? Yeah, they're working. Yeah, good stuff. And of course, I have room here for more. So the next thing we want to build is going to be the magnetic coils. They take a bit more space, and again, I would encourage you to check out my ratio build, because this ratio is not bad. It is not incorrect, and it looks incorrect, but it is not. Oh, that is close. That is close. Well, no, it's not close. This is perfect. This is perfect. All right. So this is the coils build. That one. And I am now going to start using my belts here in press the arrow up, so we can just go over and out. I do think I wanted these a bit further out, but that's an issue for another day. And nope, we'll take this one, make sure that it's down, and this will be the outbound belt there. Good. And now we need to build all of the connections, because that's kind of important. Oh yeah, this one it's working for me. Okay. Inbound, 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 and then inbound to here. How did that not work? Kidding me? There we go. And we got coils, we got that one. And I'm gonna take this inbound here and this one inbound here, and then get it out and out in the middle, and then all we need is a power pole, and then that should be working. Alright, so we have more things, and I kind of built this too close, I'm pretty sure. So let's see if we can save it. I don't think so. Well, maybe. And this one. Okay, so I would recommend building just a tiny bit more space than this, but it's gonna work. Weird. That's definitely not what I wanted. And then I can get the copper out here to go into the last bits, and we are now going to hook these up so that you have these available to your... That's the wrong way. There'll probably be like minor issues in this build with some things wrong way. It's actually honestly inconsequential to the sort of the build of this. Now this one, I don't really need to have a lot of this, and especially not for my design purpose here. So don't go overboard with this. This one I'd probably want a full stack. And of course we need one of these. Alright, so what have we done? Sort of taking stock of the situation. We are now producing stone bricks, iron plates, iron gears, copper coils. No, it's not copper coils. Magnetic coils, circuit boards, and copper. Excellent. So now we need to move on into the actual, let's say, hub part of things. And that's gonna be, we'll take this one as the main line, because that's well, that's iron. Make sure you have like good space out here. And I'm gonna take you, and you will go that one. So what I'm focusing on here is I want to focus on building stuff that can be built through all of these. So there will be some things you can't build in this early hub, and that's okay. Just don't be sad. It's gonna be okay. And there's just gonna be some things you can't build, and that's okay. So they can be built later. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. That looks great. I'm gonna continue all these lines down here. I'm actually gonna continue them all the way down there. There you go. And on the other side, so what we now have is iron inbound, copper, iron inbound, stone inbound. I'm going to get all of these going magically all the way in here. That's a lot of build here. And that one. And again, all the way down there. And the last one, because you don't actually need copper for this. And I've seen too many people build these hubs, malls, nexus, whatever you want to call it. This is a jumpstart base. Build those where you build too many of the circuit boards and magnetic coils. You build them sort of ad hoc where you need them. I don't think that's a good idea. Build them here because sometimes you also just want to go by and pick up some and then get started on it. So the trick here is they can reach 3 out to one side and 3 out to the other side, but they're gonna have to need to have an output as well. So that's what we're gonna build right there. Building the output. This is also why it's so important to choose a place where you don't have these fault lines. I don't know if that's the right name, but the projection of spheres to a square, it's always a bit weird. But it's done exceptionally well here. So we can now get started on the things that we want to make and try to get it in. You can build them in whichever order you like. I want to try to build it in the order that you probably want to have them at. And that means let's also just hook them up immediately so that things will start working as we go along. There, that's gonna be good. All right, jump, jump. No, not necessary. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is gears, and then basically you press here and you figure out what it needs. It needs that one inbound, it needs that one inbound, and then it needs outbound. Here, I'm gonna assume that you don't have this sorted Mark II, so I'm gonna put 2 inserters out here, or sorry, sorters. Cap this one to whatever you want. I'm gonna set it at 1000 belts. That seems good. Next one I think I want is actually the sorters. They are pretty efficient or pretty important to get early, so that's gonna be iron again, and then I'm gonna drag it from all the way out here. And then you might go like, oh, but it's not building at ratio. I don't care, because it's gonna be idle 99% of the time. It'll fill this one up, and then it'll just move on to other things. Let's do wind turbines, because if you're in the beginning, you're probably gonna need some wind turbines early to get your power going. And I'm gonna get one of these, and on the other side I'm gonna get that one squeezed in, and that one squeezed in, and that one squeezed out. Again, just set it to 1 tile. Next would be Tesla tower. Yeah, that makes sense. Then we get all the different things, sort of the basic things, so we can get that up and running. I did that one, and it's this one. Good. And again, Tesla towers, you only want 1 stack. Then I guess we want maybe assemblers, I guess. Assemblers, you can also build this before you build, well, you can't really build it before you get any of the other things. You could build like the belts, for example. And that's going to be inbound here. And so far we haven't used our stone bricks, huh? But it's not wasted. It's definitely a thing. This one going here, I think it's tax 50, so that should be good. And the next one will obviously then be smelters. So let's get that. Oh, smelters. This is the first one that actually needs some stone bricks. We're not getting the stone bricks in because it's still filling up the box. So I'm just gonna do this. So now they won't pick up anymore. It's kind of a sort of a failsafe, but it's nice to have the raw materials as well, easily accessible. And that one, what else do we need? We needed everything except gears. That one, and out there. And the next one will be after that. I think that's going to be miners. Miners are a good item to get as well, because you're going to need miners. And that will require this, and everything except stone bricks. It's kind of easier to say it's everything except the one thing. Now, did I remember to do this? No, I did not. You're probably also going to forget to do one of those, and then you have a lot of those. And then we're going to do some splitters, I guess. There's one thing I'm missing. What am I missing here? And let's do... Oh, storage, of course. Storage is first. Storage is just easy. Here. That one, and that one. Storage is easy. And then it's splitters. Also want to do splitters if you have them at this point. If you don't have them, just leave it empty, and then when you come back you can put the splitters in. I think they're nice to have. I really love the splitters in this game. They are so well done. And the last one we can actually make is the power plants. And if you are just already typing away, but what about Sorters Mark II or something else? The answer is yeah, no, because then it's gonna completely break the scale of this. This is about what you can build as easy as you can build it, and that's gonna be this part. If you want to make something bigger, you can make something bigger, but then it's no longer a jumpstart base. So we are not done yet. Of course we're not done. We have more awesome things to do, because we can actually also take this and use it to build our first science. So let's do that. Because the first science, the first blue science, is actually going to be just the magnetic coils and this one. So we put it here at the end of the line so that it's only the stuff that isn't consumed by anything else will go in and become some circuits for us. And we'll just make these. We'll make 2 of the small ones here, because then I can get 1.5, and then I am going to build right next to it. I'm going to build the other one, the one that actually processes it. And this is, again, we're talking about just getting a small build here and getting this up and running, and boom, voila. What is the runtime at this point? 22 minutes. So in 22 minutes you have built all of this. Of course, this grants the fact that you must have power, and that you must have it's actually exactly a day-night cycle, because night has fallen in while we are working, and that's why I started really at the break of dawn, so I could get as much work done in during the day. So I am extremely pleased with this. This is going to be what I build immediately when I start up, because we have everything we could possibly want right at our fingertips. And if you want to scale up the copper or the stone bricks, be my guest. If you want to add some steel on the side, be my guest. There's nothing preventing you, but this is what I would recommend to get you started with the game and get you sorted, so that now you can go and build whatever you need for the base for all you want. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. I hope there is a few tricks here that you might not have known, or that you can use this. Of course I can't really give you a blueprint, because that doesn't exist, but feel free to come back to the video and pause it at various times so you can build it yourself. I would maybe give myself a bit more space between this build and the storage boxes, but it also depends on your world and what it looks like. So if you have enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button. Let me know in the comment section below what other tutorials you'd like to see here on the channel. And also, if you are new to the channel, or if you for some reason have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It helps me with the discovery of the channel, and it helps you with seeing when new awesome videos for Dyson Sphere Program comes out. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay effective.